Implementing Inclusive Style Teaching Classrooms in the Public School System by Cynthia Sotelo. Understanding the statistics of inclusive style classrooms is really important. In the 2007 and 2008 school year, students with developmental disabilities were less likely to be educated in general education classes. About 12.8% of students with multiple disabilities, 15.8% of students with mental retardation, and at least 56.5% of students receive their instruction in the special education classroom. Fortunately, the percentage has increased. The percentage of students with disabilities educated in general education classrooms has increased from 43.4% in 1998 to 48.2% in 2002. The need for this type of programs or these type of teaching classrooms is really important. Including more inclusive style taught classrooms are needed to promote healthy development of all students regardless of special needs. Of course, special equipped classrooms should be provided for these type of students, and a less hard grading curriculum should be implemented for these students. The need of more inclusive style classrooms is being overseen. While many students are placed into specific special education classes to give them more attention and support, these students are missing out on the interactions needed for involving oneself with other students. They need to be able to incorporate and communicate with other students as well. Engaging in academic learning is really necessary for their development. My hope for the future of inclusive style teachings is that while special needs students deal with many different struggles, such as educationally and emotionally, having the interaction with non-special needs students and feeling included and involved with other students would be helpful for their development and the social interactions. For the inclusive style teaching for special needs students, my mission is to incorporate inclusive style learnings in all classrooms settings that promote positive learning and social interaction. My vision would be that for all students with special needs to have the support to participate academically and socially in a safe environment. My hope for the future of inclusive style teaching education would be to create an environment that will focus on the benefits of everyone's learning development regardless of their disabilities. To offer this style of learning program that all classrooms and grade levels can participate in, and to focus on integrating their disabilities into non-disability classrooms to promote independence, promote awareness, and social interactions. The current information about inclusive teaching classrooms is that Inclusive Day on the 3rd of August is implemented. It requires 49 schools gathering to raise awareness on the benefits of inclusive education. To support the practices of 49 pilot schools implementing inclusive education projects, and to encourage other schools to convert inclusive style teachings, which is really necessary and would be beneficial for the schools. Implementing the inclusive style teachings in public education. For my program, I would base it on the following theories: the Vygotsky social developmental theory, Bandura's social learning theory, and Piaget's cognitive developmental theory. Vygotsky's social developmental theory refers to his theories on stress, the fundamental roles of social interactions in the development of cognition. Vygotsky believed that community plays a central role in the process of making meanings. Vygotsky places more emphasis on cultural affecting and shaping cognitive development. Vygotsky places contributing to the cognitive development. He considerably emphasizes on the social factors that contribute to cognitive development, and Vygotsky places more and different emphasis on the role of language in cognitive development. According to Vygotsky, adults are an important source of cognitive development. Adults transmit their cultural tools of intellectual adaptation that children internalize. For Bandura's social learning theory, it's important to understand a social learning theory by Albert Bandura agrees with the behaviorist learning theories of classical conditioning and operant conditioning. However, he does add two important ideas. Mediating processes occurs between stimuli and responses, and that behavior is learned from the environment through the process of observational learning. And Piaget's cognitive developmental theory will be important for understanding the inclusive style teachings because it's concerned with the children rather than all learners. It focuses on the development rather than the learning, so it does not address learning and reformation or specific behaviors. We need to be able to understand the children first to be able to implement these types of teachings. It proposes discrete stages of development marked by qualitative differences, rather than a gradual increase in numbers and complexity of the behaviors, concepts, ideas. And the goal of this theory is to explain the mechanisms and processes by which the infants, and then the children, develops into an individual who can reason and think using hypotheses. He divides his theory into 4 stages. The sensory motor stage, which occurs from ages 0 to 2, where the child begins to interact with the environment. The pre-operational stage, from ages 2 to 6 or 7, where the child begins to represent the world symbolically. The concrete operational stage, which is from ages 7 to 11 or 12, where the child learns rules such as conservation. And the formal operational stage from age 12 to adulthood, where the adolescent can transcend the concrete situations and think about the future. My approach includes the following training. Classes include interactions in these areas: positive social development, and how the social development can help develop cognition of these students and these inclusive style teaching classrooms, a social learning development, how behavior is learned through observation, and a cognitive development, how developments and spurs development into an individual who can reason and think using hypotheses. My steps would include training for paid mentors or classroom coaches. It is important to train these coaches into co-teaching style classrooms so that they can better adapt and equip and learn new strategies to help both the special needs and the non-special needs students to be able to participate in these inclusive styles comfortably. Inclusive classrooms should help lower costs at schools, and the benefits will definitely outweigh the cost. There would be more combined classrooms, and assistant mentors would have to be trained effectively to help the special needs students in these classrooms, and to understand that the grading rubrics would have to be different for both the special needs and the non-special needs. The material should be the same and promote participation equally, but it would not be fair to grade both students equally. and shared educational settings with all the children regardless of disabled or not, offering inclusive classroom settings to all the individuals. Unless they are faced with serious distress, specially equipped classrooms will still be available. 4. Giving incentives to make classrooms inclusive and not limit any student for their disabilities. And 5. Keeping track of all positive engagement students face when interacting with other disabled or not disabled students. Inclusive style teaching is supposed to promote positive engagement and interacting between all students, not just benefit the disabled students. The objectives and goals. Using the inclusive style teaching approach, students will be able to interact with all students and promote positive social and educational engagement. Student learning in inclusive style classrooms will increase their awareness of special needs students and encourage them to support and help these students succeed. Long-term goals for participating in inclusive style classrooms will be not limited students with special needs to encourage them to get involved, participate, be empowered to do anything they set their mind to. To conclude my project, my program is designed to address the issues of the non-inclusive classrooms. With the theories presented by Vygotsky, Bandura, and Piaget, I am able to come up with a program to promote inclusive style teachings and eliminate self-contained classrooms to an extent. Will this really work? I will provide surveys that include questions based on the new inclusive style classrooms. Public schools tend to separate special need kids into self-contained classrooms, but these surveys will help understand the amount of interest and the benefits this really poses for students. Also, observing the interaction of all students in these classrooms will be helpful. I find that the need of more inclusive style classroom settings is beneficial for the educational and social progress of special needs students. The benefits of these inclusive style teaching classrooms will definitely outweigh any cost, if any, that will be presented, which probably would not be presented. Not only will special needs children benefit from positive interactions with other students, but non-special needs students will benefit from learning how to interact and help students with special needs.